bless you.
Thank you.
Is everybody feeling off tonight, or?
No, I think fine. No.
Yeah, ready to go away, so I don't want to go.
Oh.
That's the reason I got mine on.
Okay, are you ready? All right, we will convene finance at 7:33. Present are committee members Glassburn, Williamson, and Limpert, as well as council members Gilchrist, Heenan, Kelly, and Scarl. Mayor, the law director, safety director, special assistant to the mayor, our council clerk, and guests. The item on the agenda is 2022-43, the NOPEC grant. During our last attempt on this topic a week ago, this city administration indicated they were applying for these funds, and we're waiting to see what other funds we might get for energy conservation. And so they didn't have an immediate designated project for this, but pending those other funds, they will have any number of projects coming forward. Are there any new questions since last week? Okay, seeing none, I would move to favorably recommend 2022-43 and ask for a second. Seconded by Mr. Limpert. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. 3-0. And that concludes finance at 7:34.
We'll begin the Public Safety, Health, and Welfare Committee meeting this evening. Present are committee members Williamson, Kelly, and Glassburn, council members Gilchrist, Heenan, Limpert, Scarl, the mayor, law director, safety director, or special assistant to the mayor, and guests on the agenda. Same as last week was liquor permit transfer. Permit number 872-3385 for TNH Gas Mart Incorporated, located at 23385 Lane Road. It's a liquor transfer from True North Energy LLC, doing business as True North, number 365. The police department did a review and found no issues. Does anyone have any questions? Seeing none, make a motion to recommend approval to all of council of liquor permit number 872-3385 for TNH Gas Mart Inc. Ask for a second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Kelly. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And that motion passes with a vote of 3-0. God bless you. Next item on the agenda is ordinance 2022-42, which is an ordinance opting out of House Bill 172 and banning the discharge, ignition, and explosion of fireworks in the city of North Olmsted and declaring an emergency. Director Schofield, can you just go ahead with my report? Are you good?
I don't have any new information to add.
Okay, Director Schofield stated the Ohio General Assembly through the enactment of HB 172 allows private individuals to discharge fireworks on certain days of the year. This ordinance would opt out the city of North Olmsted. Should be noted, several other communities have already passed legislation to opt out. Police and fire chiefs are in favor of the city passing this ordinance, as it will help to prevent potential safety hazards that may otherwise arise from the passage of HB 172. A number of our council members have also received correspondence from residents who are also in favor of the city opting out of this House bill. Does anyone have anything further? Seeing nothing, then I will make a motion to recommend approval of up to all council and ask for a second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Kelly. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes with a vote of 3-0. The next item on the agenda is resolution 2022-45. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor to advertise for the bids for the award of a contract to install diesel exhaust system improvements at fire stations 1 and 2 for the city of North Olmsted as detailed in the specifications on file with the service department, and further authorizing the mayor following approval of the board of control contract for the same with the lowest and best bidder and declaring an emergency. The only question I have regarding this was the city's portion. I believe it was a 10%.
Right.
I did not have the figures.
Correct. It is, the fire division was awarded a FEMA Assistance to Firefighters grant back in 2021 of $139,581.82. The city, the conditions of that does require a 10% local match, which is $13,958 and change. So the total project of this would be $153,640. One correction I do have to make from last week, there was a question about how old the diesel system is, and I need to correct it. They have never actually ever had one in either of their fire stations. So it was not old, it was non-existent. So I did get that clarification from Chief Shep after last week's meeting.
Any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, then make a motion to recommend the passage of resolution 2022-45 and ask for second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Kelly. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes with a vote of 3-0. And the last item on the agenda is ordinance number 2022-46, which is an ordinance establishing a new One Ohio opioid settlement fund as a special revenue fund to account for the receipt and expenditure of revenues received from the state of Ohio's One Ohio opioid settlement and declaring an emergency. It was explained that the city is qualified to receive a portion of funds from the settlement, but must have a special revenue account in place prior to the disbursement of any such funds. The ordinance establishes this special revenue fund, which is required by the auditor of state. The funds may be used for approved purchases designed to address treatment for those who have substance use disorders, prevention strategies, awareness, education, just to name a few. Any questions? All right. Seeing none, then I would make a recommendation to all council to pass. To approve. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Just for your consideration as well, to ask for suspension this evening on that, so that fund could get set up as quickly as possible.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, then we will ask, make a recommend approval to all of council with suspension. Can I ask for a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Kelly. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes with a vote of 3-0 and includes 7-31. Thank you.
Madam Chair, do we need to take action regarding liquor permit?
Oh, I need to, yes. No, I thought I did that.
Yeah, that was first. Yeah, first.
Oh, well, that's okay.
He's kidding.
On delay.
I'm foggy.
Because I have to listen, remember that I'm not on the committee. For 6 years.
I'm starting with first round.
Yes, I can't hear this is in my head.
Right.
Yeah, I can't hear anymore.
Okay. Is she in the meeting?
You don't want that.
So there are none.
She did that.
I didn't hear her.
I didn't hear it either.
He said she ended.
So,
There. 7:41:50, by the way.
this one about 50.
Take care.
End
of the week.
Well done, sir.
Is it week
Well done.
Not the grass, contractor with the gas company over there.
Oh, the gas company, yeah, they look like they're almost done.
They're just-
So.
They're doing the concrete, I'm sorry, concrete, is gotta go back and
Director?
grass patches.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, cause I just.
The goal is the end of the week.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
thanks.
Did not get a chance to go look at that Columbia Road.
Yeah.
Okay. On the way home, it wasn't start.
Now it's a Columbia on there, right at the.
Still see the, I was going down, so see the point, go on, if you go on the way home tonight, it'll be sun up, southwest, east corner.
He said that's.
Four buys and a blank.
That's all I needed, thank
So
you.
that's the only thing we're allowed to put a penny.
Like, here, we can't put a metal there. That's what we're gonna start.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what we're gonna start. We can do all in house.
Yeah.
Basically, we can put up there before we do it. Oops, people can make sure there's nothing.
Yeah,
On
right.
utility underground. Any activity, you look across the street, they could.
Sorry.
Heard a bunch of chainsaw going around.
Oh, you did?
Might be up there, might be out there cutting up pieces.
I'll drive by, I go through Storybrook. Like it, on the way to work, sometimes off and. I don't want to get caught by it, I want to be.
Thank you.
Well, the lady that was causing the most grief. Her half was done.
Is this new? This our new sheet?
Well, except that I forgot.
So for what?
I forgot somebody else.
Who? She said who?
Oh, I did, cause I was just glancing.
I said I forgot someone and she said who?
And I saw it last year and I cleaned it because it was kind of my daughter's.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go.
That's, yep, gotcha.
And it was my sideline.
But halfway, she paid to get contracted, her half is done.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
She's like 10 foot, close to the fence line. So it's like, I guess that's the end of it. So.
I'm so excited.
You can't play your phone.
It's gonna be the best. I'm already trying to find people to work for me so I don't miss one game. Just 4 hours. Give me just an hour for the baseball game.
Your stuff's in it.
He's the only one who did one.
No, she was, I think, I don't know if she was on.
That's because it looks like
And it's funny, not right?
It's got all this other
Last year.
I just
I'll bring it
yeah, I
home.
just got the
I'll bring
game.
it, I'll put it in the car.
We don't talk about Bobby went to Gary to get fired. That's it.
Are we starting?
She just asked me, are you doing something?
No, whenever you guys are ready, you can start.
Great job. Good.
Yeah, well, no, it's okay. People switch it. Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
But like,
You guys ready?
Right.
talking baseball.
Okay, the caucus meeting of May 17, 2022 will now come to order at 7:46 PM. Present are council members Gilchrist, Glassburn, Human, Kelly, Limbert, Scarlett, Williamson, the mayor, law director, safety director, service director, special assistant to the mayor, and guests. On the, there's one item on the agenda this evening being requested for suspension. And that is ordinance 2022-46, which is on second reading. Mayor Jones, you want to?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam President. 46 was just heard in committee. It's the One Ohio Opioid Settlement Fund. which is giving the city the ability to set up a special revenue fund so that any money that is received from the state of Ohio's settlement from over the past few years, I think that they've been undergoing litigation, that fund would be set up and ready to go, so that the city would be able to then utilize the funds that come down through the state. And it was heard in committee, Madam President, and would ask for suspension so that fund could get set up as quickly as possible, please.
Thank you. Are there any objections from council to suspension? Okay, moving on to assigning legislation. Ordinances 2022-48, 49, 50, and 52, as well as resolutions 53 and 54 will be assigned to finance. Ordinance 2022-51 will be assigned to recreation, public parks, and buildings. And resolution 22-55 will be assigned to public safety, health, and welfare. Moving on to scheduling committee meetings for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Just a reminder to everyone that all meetings on that evening will be virtual. Next week's scheduled public hearing on ordinance 2022-26 begins at 7 p.m. Councilman Lindbergh, would you like to schedule building, zoning, and development committee meeting after the public hearing for ordinance 2022-26?
Yeah, yes, I would. What time do you think the public hearing?
I think we were anticipating 5 minutes.
So I'll schedule that at 7:05 and ask that the building and developer director be present.
Okay, thank you. At the last council meeting, we scheduled the Streets and Transportation Committee to be conducted virtually, so Director Upton would be able to attend. However, we left the time to be determined after the public hearing. Councilman Kelly, would you like to schedule that for 2022-44?
How long was this? 7:05, you were starting at 7:05?
I'm guessing 15 minutes to start.
7:20?
Are we going smaller time, so we're not, since we're virtual, so we're not having a gap?
Yeah.
Should we, could we cut it down to maybe?
We can try 10, yeah, and if it's later, that's fine. Okay, yeah.
7:15?
Okay, Councilman Glassburn. For finance? For your 150 ordinance?
Sorry, when was Councilman Kelly's,
7:15.
when was it supposed to end?
10 minutes, I think, in case.
Okay.
10 minutes?
Sure. 7:25 for, that was the first reading.
Okay. Councilwoman Heeman?
Yeah, I have a question. Would it be more prudent to put, a little short reading
Yes.
before finance? Because I don't expect it's gonna take very long. It's a housekeeping insurance issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
If it's
Mr. President.
absolute pleasure.
Okay, then, thank you. I would like to schedule the Public Parks Recreation to discuss 2022-51 at 7:25, and I would think I can conclude at about 7:30.
Okay, so then Councilman Glassburn, no, finance at 7:30.
7:30 it is.
Okay. We had our safety committee meeting.
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking.
I thought we were doing that last week. Or dispatch? I apologize, it's not on here, that's why I'm asking. Okay. Unless I skipped it. Oh my god, forget it. All right, then I will schedule a public safety, health, and welfare committee for resolution 2022-55 next week at, how How long is your meeting? I apologize to our clerk.
Let's say 15 minutes.
Okay, so that'll be at 7:45 p.m. Does anyone on council have anything else you wish to bring up this evening? Anything from the administration?
Yes, Madam President, I just wanted to alert council, it will be in my report to council this evening, but just to give you a heads up, that the fireworks show that council has authorized, the boom, is going to follow homecoming this year. So I know that a few of you, we've talked about this, but I just wanted to let you know again that that was officially ironed out with all of the entities, including community council, who are excited to have the fireworks show then that Sunday night be sort of the capstone of what they have been doing for homecoming and what we've been missing for the last few years. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to take during caucus here to thank the administration for having the police officer there at Barton Bradley Fields on the morning. There's a lot of kindergartners that are in the early morning session, and there certainly can see a little bit more order and feeling of safety because of that, so thanks for doing that.
Okay. Seeing nothing else, the Caucus meeting of May 17, 2022 is adjourned at 7:54 p.m. Thank you for your patience. I'm like